Morning everybody, how are you all doing? So I'm not going to be talking about Keir Starmer recognising Gaza at all. I'm not interested. The only thing you need to understand about that is that Keir Starmer has screwed over the country and made this country even more insecure and unsafe than it was before. And I think the people at the protests say it better. Keir Starmer is a wanker. So what I want to talk about today is something that I was discussing with a friend on Twitter yesterday, because he's got concerns. He's worried about the decline of this country, and not only that, the West. Because not a lot of people realise that the Western civilization is absolutely and totally in its death throes. Absolutely. And the centre right just aren't getting the message yet. They're really not. The centre right are pinning all their hopes on an election that's 4 years away. And as I keep saying, the battle isn't going to be fought then in that election. The battle for this country is being fought for now, this very moment in our country. And they're putting all their hopes in a long shot 4 years away, instead of trying to think of solutions of how to solve the problem now. I was saying this to my friend on Twitter to explain to him. This is the mentality of the centre right. So they're all huddled around, scratching their heads because the government keeps ignoring their petitions. So their answer to the government ignoring their petitions, they all get around and going, the government keeps ignoring our petitions, they're not taking them seriously, they're not doing anything about them, what can we do? And so they all get together and they come out and they say, I've got an idea, it's a great idea, let's make a petition about the government ignoring our petitions. That'll solve the problem. And they all get up and start cheering themselves because they came up with a fantastic plan. That's the mentality of the centre right. They cling on to this political system like it's the last life raft after a sinking ship, and they just can't seem to bring themselves to acknowledge that their efforts in trying to use the system to fix the broken system doesn't work. And so we're left with a conundrum. So they keep going round and round in this circle, trying to use this broken system to fix it, to no avail. And that's the centre right, because the centre right are compromisers. They're negotiators. They're not doers. They're not take action kind of people. The centre right and the centre right parties are very much of the politics of 30 years ago. The trouble is, time has moved on, the country has changed, and we no longer need centre-right politics. It's not the right sort of politics for this situation. For the situation we're in now, where you've got a parliament full of lunatic, far-left extremists, Marxists, literally full of them. You need a party that has hard right politics, that's going to go in there and not be compromising. That's what you need. But people don't seem to get that. They're in denial about that. And this is why I don't talk about party politics, because there is no solution. Because people just won't come to that conclusion yet. So you're going to come out and you're going to say, Vindicator, what is the solution? The solution is the situation like we had in Nepal. The situation like we had in the Netherlands. You need to come out in force and be on the streets every single day, even through the winter. Similar numbers to what you saw at the United Kingdom rally. That's what needs to happen. If you want to save the country, that's a sacrifice that we've all got to make to save this country. And at this point, it's a question of, can it be saved from what it previously was, Or are we now just simply looking at liberating it from what it's become? Because that's becoming more and more likely every day now. Because every day we don't take action is one day closer to our culture, our country disappearing forever. And I, for one, won't let that happen. I won't let that happen. I won't. But people on YouTube, the political pundits, they keep having this centre-right fucking argument all the time, talking about it, talking about what's going to happen, talk about what the solution is, talk about which political party is the best one to get us out of this situation. In the meantime, the country is nosediving towards the fucking toilet, and it's already flushing. Nosediving straight into the toilet, straight into the flush, straight down the U-bend, and out into the sewer. That's what's happening at the minute. I want to be positive, but I've also got to be blunt about what we need to do. We need numbers out on the streets. You need to be protesting every weekend. If you're serious about saving this country, you need to get the same numbers out into your towns and city centres, like what we saw at the United Kingdom rally. It's all right going down and just doing one rally, once every few months. The trouble with that is the momentum dissipates. The momentum that carried dissipates. It needs to be happening every single day to have any sort of effect at all. That's it. That's what needs to happen. But unfortunately, people are too busy now. Football season stopped. They've gone back to watching football every weekend. They've gone back to watching their reality TV. I've done my bit. I went to the United Kingdom rally. Showed them who's boss. And I had to laugh at this. I really did. When I saw people saying, look, we're taking London back. Look at us. We're taking it back. Look at how many are on the streets. And I was saying, yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. It's a positive message. But the fact of the matter is, you're not taking anything back. Because tomorrow, you'll be gone. And London will be back to how it used to be. That's the cold, stark reality. I'm sorry to be saying it. Now, we have to fight on. We have to keep our chins up. We have to keep going. We have to keep fighting on. But I'm sorry, guys. The political solution just isn't there. It's not there. And I don't know how many times I have to say this till I'm blue in the face. That we're not going to be voting our way out of this. The only way we can get out of this is by putting pressure on the government to step down. It's the only way you can do it. And the only way you can do that is with people power and protest out on the streets. It's the only way you can do it. And we need to have, I know I've said it won't work, but it needs to happen. We need to make it happen. There needs to be a national strike all throughout the country. There's no point stopping your council tax. There's no point stopping paying tax. Because they can individually shut you down. It's not a collective protest. You're singular. They can come round to your house, kick your door in, and take you to prison. They can't do anything if you refuse to work, if you bring the country to a standstill. Look at France. The people of France have had a national strike. The government is in absolute chaos. It can't function because it's a national strike. Everything's shut down. That's what needs to happen. The protests are a great thing. They're great optics. But at some point, you have to take some sort of action. Some action that will have some kind of effect. And the peaceful way of doing that is a national strike. I'm sorry to say it, but it is. Until everybody comes to that conclusion and decides that's the only way forward, because there's no political solution, the government isn't listening to the people, that's the only way. This is Vindicator, sign off.